Hello there, this is Nikolai, the manga boomer.
And I am Kai, the anime zoomer. And this is our podcast, Anime Zoomer.
And manga boomer.
Hello there. In today's episode 23, we will talk about the anime/manga industry, where we will talk about authors, directors, studios, and everything related to what is needed for an anime or manga production. So, Nikolai, do you have a favorite anime studio?
Not really nowadays.
Which one was it back in the days?
Back in the day, I don't watch that much anime, but for a certain time it was obviously Mappa because of the nice shows, but nowadays Mappa annoys me because they
Yes.
don't make a second season or a third season from the shows that I like Vinland Saga or Chainsaw Man.
Hmm.
They're just adding more and more shit to their list and not finishing the shit that they've started.
Uh, did you get the big debate that was over Mappa a few months ago?
With the working conditions.
Yes, that's one thing I wanted to talk in this episode.
Yes, Mappa is the worst, but in every part of the anime and manga industries, there are horrendous conditions.
Yes, but it got only public at Mappa because they had too much work.
Yes.
I mean, it was good for memes, but I'm very sad for those people who overworked there and didn't have time to see their family.
Yes, and you could clearly see it in some of their shows as well. For
Hmm.
example, in JJK with Shibuya arc, the Sukuna versus, I think, Mahogra was the big
Yes,
monster name.
Mahoraga.
Yes. This fight was unfinished. And there were
Yeah.
some extra scenes added later on.
Hmm. Yes, it's very sad that Mappa had such a downfall.
Yes. But to get
But
back to your first question, what is my favorite studio? If I would answer right now, I think it would probably be Trigger because they
hmm.
have a
Hmm.
very unique style, and the shows that I like from them are anime originals and not adaptations from manga, which is for me obviously the superior medium. Like
Yes, Studio.
like we have Cyberpunk. I think Killer Kill is not based on a manga, and Gurren Lagann is from Trigger as well, or at least a bunch of people from Trigger worked on it.
Think so. Yes, I can understand you. Trigger is a good studio with good animators and good production. But you could have guessed who's my favorite one.
Yes, just because of one show.
Nah, bro. Fate has also great animations.
Have you watched
I'm going
Fate?
to I am going to watch it someday. I have
Eyes! So.
I have watched let me finish. I have watched some episodes with some friends and I was like, yeah, it looks really good.
So it's just Demon Slayer.
I watched some episodes of Fate,
That
for
doesn't
fuck's
count.
sake. It does count.
No.
It does.
At least you have to credit Ufotable for a few things because they are very unique. Even though I think some of their shows are too overloaded and stray a bit too much away from traditional anime. Plus, Ufotable does not overwork or overload themselves with too much projects.
Yeah, at least didn't you don't get any news that the employees are overworked or underpaid or something.
I meant it in that regard because they are finishing what they have started in a
Yes,
relatively
yes,
acceptable pace.
yes.
And if you are such a Ufotable fan, you're probably then hyped for their next big project, right? You're going to watch it. Do you know what it is?
Um, I feared it. I don't remember right now. Tell me, what is it?
It's your favorite game where I got shit talked about last episode. It's
Which one?
the Genshin anime made
Yeah,
by
yeah. I hear.
Ufotable.
I'm going to watch it. To be honest,
The
I'm
Genshin
actually
comeback
going to
will
watch it.
the Genshin comeback will be real when this drops.
Yes. No, I won't going back to Genshin. I will just watch the anime. I hope it's not just dialogue anime.
Bro does not
Yeah.
like story.
Um,
Imagine him playing Baldur's Gate, dying on the inside.
and I have another studio that is really high. That is my honorable mention. Like that. Science Sado.
Yes,
They do a great work nowadays.
Dandadan and Devilman was from them, right?
Yes, and one of my one of my favorites.
The classic 6 out of 10 Bakemonogatari, yes, yes. I remember.
It was just the first season, though.
Yes. Where I got shit talked because I sold the manga and he has it on a 6 out of 10.
The first season, you can clearly see that I have the other seasons on higher ratings.
Those has other names. So, other
It's
things.
still part of the Monogatari series. Yes, but their work is exceptional. Dandadan was is so smooth animated. It's really good. And I'm really proud that I've read the manga.
So, then the anime is really good. It's also very unique artistically because of the color grading and the filters that they have in for each enemy. I
Like
also I also like that they foreshadowed the filters and colors for each enemy in the opening. If you look
mm,
closely. What was your question?
I wanted to say that the Seki ghost had pink, Tobukweni was red, right?
Yes.
Yes, the sea monster was green, and so on. And I have to honor Yukinobu Tatsu there, because the Dandadan manga is pretty well. It has everything.
We will talk later about authors.
Yes, but keep
How
that in mind.
yes. I want to ask you following questions. Do you think that we have enough studios or should we have more?
Mm,
Or let me paraphrase it. Do you think we have enough big studios? Because there are obviously a lot smaller studios.
Actually, I'm scared that because of the deal with Sony and Crunchyroll, that they could be getting a monopoly, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I'm really scared of that. It would suck a lot.
Should I scare you even more?
Yes.
I hear that there are rumors from talks of Sony and Kodansha.
Oh no.
I heard them 2 weeks ago, I think, somewhere. But maybe it could be all gaming related because Elden Ring is, for example, somewhere there or from software. And it's a
I
good
really
gaming
hope
company to acquire.
I really hope that doesn't happen because we need different anime studios. You can clearly see that compare the Ufotable style to the Mappa style, and you can definitely see pretty big differences in their animations, and that's what we need. It would be boring if we only had one animation style.
You
Yeah,
mean Mappa?
yes. We need variety. You know what I mean?
Yes. Like last year, basically every big show was from Mappa. We had Chainsaw Man. The last years, we had Chainsaw Man, Jutsu Kaisen, It's Paradise, the big shonen. Attack on Titan,
Yeah.
obviously.
Mm, yeah. We need.
But I
We need.
think we are getting better because
Yes.
of a lot of the new shonen had some, let's say, unexpected or newer studios. For example, Kaiju is from a, I think, relatively new studio, or at least they haven't done anything else significantly. And Kagurabachi is, for example, not made from Ufotable or Mappa. They got rejected. So I think we are getting there.
Kaiju was produced by Studio Production IG.
Yes,
I don't know about the studio. I've never heard about them.
same.
But actually, Kaiju was looking pretty fine for me. Kagurabachi will air next year, right?
Uh, I don't know if it's next year. The production was just announced, so maybe end of next year if we are lucky, or start of a year after that. I think we will get something at Jump Festa, which is in a bit less than 2 weeks. So
Our production IG made Ghost in a Shell.
it's an old one.
Yes, but they are longer in the game.
Yes.
Haikyuu movie, Haikyuu, Evangelion, the end of Evangelion. So they had some anime. They are not new, but I never heard of them before.
Yes.
Um,
I think there's
what
another thing that we can link with studios and production. Or do you want something else to say about studios?
uh, I wanted to name a studio which I at the moment don't like.
Okay, then go ahead.
You know which one I mean.
There could be a lot, so
Uh, um, the PowerPoint presentation,
the Blue Lock Studio, I don't know the name.
8-bit, because I heard they hired freelancers to animate the second season, because and they weren't given much time to animate it. So yeah, that's why it's so bad. And
Yes,
the director left after the first episode of season 2.
nice. I
Yeah.
mean, the highest selling manga from, I think, last year, not profitable enough for a good production and good time investment. I see clearly that resources were needed somewhere else. So
Have you seen the
that
marketing at the Liverpool game?
that was sarcasm, but I know what you mean. I think it's just wrong that a manga this profitable and popular is getting such a bad adaptation.
Yeah.
But we can't do anything about that, sadly.
Hmm. I mean,
Maybe
they had,
maybe you could have not made a movie and made a good season, but who knows?
yeah, the movie was what fucked them up because they had to animate a movie and the season 2 in such a short time.
That's all. But apropos movies, that's also one thing where I can say thank you, Demon Slayer and UFO Table for being ass. Because since the Demon Slayer movie, everybody thinks, yes, we are going to make movies because of money.
And
Before that, there were also other popular movies, but not for shonen, besides the One Piece movies. But
yes,
after Mugen Train, everybody was getting a movie now.
nah,
JJK, Demon Slayer, I think Attack on
yeah,
Titan final season had screening in theater. Chainsaw Man, obviously.
yeah, but it's only Studio Mappa that you named.
Yes, so.
It's not any other studio that does this, or what I've heard. I don't yet.
Solo was Solo Leveling, wasn't that getting a movie?
Yeah, it's solo leveling,
You
right?
see, it's a trend. If people sniff money, they're going to try to dig out everything that they can.
Yeah, but it didn't start it with just the UFO table.
It started with the train, let's be real. Because this was so highly profitable because of COVID, obviously, and the lockdown.
Yes,
There were
but
obviously movies before, like Silent Voice, you name it, general Makoto Shinkai stuff, but Mugen Train reignited the anime movies.
but it
Slime
was.
also had a movie.
I see you're not letting me speak today.
Because I wasn't
So
finished with my point. It's
go
now.
go go ahead, entertain the listeners. You can do it alone now.
I mean, if you
Nah,
don't let me finish my point, then. So, as you could see in the end of my listing, it was not only Mappa who was following the anime trend, but Mappa is clearly the worst. And now I finished my thoughts, and now you can continue.
dude, I don't know what I wanted to say anymore. We can continue with another topic that we
You wanted to
have.
defend UFO Table.
Yeah, I don't know anymore what I wanted to say.
Then which point do you want to talk now about now?
Um, I had I had 4 or 3 points before going into this episode, and I don't know yet
We can
anymore.
we can talk about the people working for studios, like animators, voice actors, composers for OSTs.
Golden Time. The OST from Seven Deadly, Savano Hiroyuki. You know this guy.
I don't check the names. I just like the songs.
Yes, Perfect Time is from Savano Hiroyuki, and he makes some pretty good OSTs. He made the runs from Attack on Titan, Seven Deadly Sins. And let me check it out.
While you're checking, the only guy I know is Kensuke Oshio from Chainsaw Man, for example, or Devilman Crybaby.
86 soundtracks. Guilty Crown, Kill la Kill.
Kill, I know that one.
So he makes some pretty good music. I mean, we could show you some music if we weren't live. If we weren't get striked for that.
Yes. How important are good music or a good soundtrack or score in the production for you? Do you find it important, or can you can you skip it?
It's important at the right time. If you have like a classic fight scene, some nice background music is very nice because it gives so much atmosphere to the fight.
Yes. Or an
Uh,
emotional scene, some piano, for example.
oh yeah, that hits hard. So OSTs are very important, but you don't listen to much OSTs, right?
No, because I would only listen to the OSTs if I have a bond from that OST to a certain scene. Then I would listen to it. But because I don't watch anime these days, the OST has no bond and has no bond connection to a certain thing. That's the word I was looking for. Because
So,
when you're hearing a song
hmm,
and then the scene is playing in your head and then the emotions are coming that the scene triggers in you.
so I think you watched One Piece Red, right?
No,
Ah, bro.
it's your fault, not mine.
Why my fault?
Here in Germany, we have only one specific day where the anime movie is in cinema, and on that day I was working, and you were in the cinema, so it's your fault, not mine.
I wasn't in the cinema. I watched it at home
Well, I thought you
someday.
had a yes, but same point. I was working, and I wanted to see it in the cinema, and I couldn't. I was mad about it.
Not my fault though.
Yes, your fault. You could have been the
Nah.
guy working.
Yes, but back to the point. Was making the songs for the movie and they slept. I think. Do you know New Genesis from Ado?
No, I don't listen to music.
Ah, broski, I'm talking to a wall there. How could you not listen to music, bro?
Don't care.
How could you not care?
Why should I?
It's just sometimes when you have like a hard day, a rough day or something, and then you listen to your favorite songs, and you get motivated again.
Did I read something or watch something funny?
Yes, but Ado was making the OSTs for One Piece Red, and Ado is one of my favorite opening singers. Other than Lisa, Yoasobi, TK, those ones are on my top 5 of opening singers or ending.
I know at least some from your list, so
Yes, Lisa is maybe the most favorite one, I think.
yes, I think Lisa should be the most famous one.
I mean, she has like. Wait, let me check her Instagram, how much followers she has. She has a lot of followers.
Mm. I mean now
1.4 million.
I mean, nowadays we can argue that even Yasobi is probably one of the famous ones because of how viral the Oshinoko opening was.
Mm.
It was even in the US charts. That was the first for an anime opening.
And a little story time of my time in Japan. When I was in Japan, Oshinoko was brand new. And I walked through the streets and almost everywhere Idol from Yoasobi were booming.
Yes.
So it was a very big song that everyone listened to. I mean, every anime watcher. N- Normies haven't got it that much, I think.
No. Are you finished with openings or
Yes,
okay, because I wanted to ask you a question.
yes.
Because there are some banger ending songs, but I think nobody really talks about ending songs.
Mm.
Do you have an idea why that is? I don't. I think it's just interesting. Because, for example, the
Mm,
Chainsaw Man endings are banger. The Oshinoko first ending is also really good.
I think one reason could be that after an episode, most of the people are like, the episode is over. Now I'm going to do something else, watch something else. They skip it like 80% of the time because it symbolizes that the episode is finished. So they go to the next one and don't listen to it.
So that they are hyped and click instantly on the next episode button.
Yes, because the opening is like there's a little sequence before the opening most of the times, and then the opening comes. Yeah, so definitely a reason why the opening isn't that much listened to.
The ending, you mean?
Yeah, the ending.
How often do you skip openings and endings?
Um, Actually, I skip openings and endings when I don't like them or I don't. I have too much fear of them.
Yes.
When I have too much fear of them, I can't hear them anymore. It's, it's a specific psychologic effect.
I know what you mean.
Yes, I don't know how it's called, but it's psychologic effect. When you have enough of something, then you can.
Oversaturation.
Yes, that's definitely a reason why I skip anime or openings or endings.
I personally try in every watching session when I watch something to at least watch the opening and ending once, and when I have seen it, then I'm skipping it. Or when I'm watching the final episode of a show, then I'm going to watch the opening one last time. Anything else for music, opening, endings, or
Nope.
do you want to talk about some art direction or animation, or
Uh,
with
what do
another
you mean
point?
with animation?
For example, you can see from every studio a kind of handwriting, or you should see, or that the studio has some personality. For
I
example,
think
you can see when Studio Toei made something, you can see when Mappa made something, you can see when Ufotable made something.
yes, I think we scratched on the surface. I think we can leave it at that point.
Yes.
We shortly talked about it, but we don't need to go deeper, in my opinion.
You can make a separate episode for art and animation at some point.
Yes. Can compare animations in some studios and stuff. Maybe for the new year we will make an episode about different animation styles from different studios.
Yes. But with that, I still want to talk about one thing about some animators. Because some animators have their quirks and there are some sequences that they use and repeat. For example, in One Piece, there are impact frames. Some animator use it. You can see when, how was the name of female director? Megumi Shitani, when she makes an episode. Or the Chainsaw Man director, who made also, was episode 19 from JJK, when where they fight against the tree monster.
Yes, it was 19.
Yes. For example, when Denji was fighting against the, after the Bat Devil dead thing, where there was
Oh,
basically the same sequence of running on the tree and running on the tentacle. I don't know the name
mm,
right now.
mm, I know what you mean.
Yes, that's why I try to bring the point back up to talk about the personality of some animators.
Mm. To be honest, I don't know much about the animators behind the studios or the shows.
Yes, you have to dig in deep to really know and be interested.
Mm. But I know the one from Dunderdan because he got famous. I don't know his name, but I know him. I know him. I know him.
Yes, your wedding just sounded funny because he said he got famous. Oh, I don't know his name.
um, Iwakami Atsuhiro is his name. And Hiroyuki Aoi. Yeah, I don't know much about producers in anime world. To
Yes,
be honest, what I mostly look at is the studios. It's important for me sometimes.
yes, I also look at times at the list of staff. For me, they are not the names interesting, but the shows that they have worked on, for example.
Yes.
If I see, for example, a guy who has worked on Frieren, then I know, okay, the show's getting really good because the production of Frieren and the quality was really good. So that's a good point to look out for.
Yes.
Do you have anything else for the anime industry or
That's three. I mean, we talked about the Mappa incident that happened a few months ago,
yes?
and overall, we can summarize that some animators don't get paid enough and overwork too much. I mean, it's a basic thing in Japan. It's very sad that they work overtime a lot there in Japan.
Yes, they get grinded to dust. The work ethics
Mm,
there are horrendously compared to our
definitely.
some of our
And
Gen Z Zoomers on the internet who cry about working 40 hours a week. They can go there and then come back, and then they will be happy people.
mm,
It will have no problems in life anymore.
I mean, I worked there too, and I worked overtime too some days, and it was hard there. It was really hard, and the payment, the salary was so low for that what I worked. It, yeah, it would never happen to us in Germany, luckily, because we have a good payment, good salary.
Yes. Then should we go on to the manga side of the industry? So for the manga field,
Mm.
I think here we should definitely talk about authors. But before we talk about authors, we need to make a difference between authors who are writing the story and doing the art, and people who are just writing the story and have other people draw the story, and how important it is. And that let me start with an example. This is better. There is one of a manga that we both like. There, there's an artist and one guy who writes the story. It's Dr. Stone. And we both like the manga or or anime, but for a different reason. I like the manga for the artist Boichi. And you like Dr. Stone for the writing, for the science, right? So for the author, the writer.
Yes. It's not Boichi. I don't know his name.
I needed to double check as well who the writer is. But as you can see, there can be some huge upsides towards having one person doing the drawing and the art and one person doing the story and the writing. Because then you can have, for example, a specialist in this field. I think in
Yes.
Dr. Stone there was also an assistant to help with scientific stuff as well.
Mm.
Because it's really hard to find people who are skilled in drawing and have also the knowledge to write good stories. So that's why being a successful manga author can be really hard, and you need to be really, really skilled.
Let's talk about the Fujimoto children.
Yes.
Tatsuya Endo, Yuki Nobu Tatsu. Fuck. I searched for his name a few minutes ago and I forgot
Thunder,
it.
Thunder. First, you need to explain what you mean with that. Because I know
Uh,
it, but the listeners maybe don't.
Fujimoto is the author of Chainsaw Man, and he had three. Was it three?
Assistance.
Yes.
Yes, but this was for Fire Punch, not Chainsaw Man, the previous work.
Yes, he had three assistants who are completely free now and have their own series nowadays. One is Tatsuya Endo,
By family.
who, yes, by family. Yukinobu Tatsu,
Dun dun dun.
Dan. And the other one is,
His Paradise.
yes, let me check. Bro, I have the author next, the manga next to me, and Yuji Kaku.
Yes, Yuji Kaku.
I have the I have his Paradise manga next to me, and I was checking on Google. I'm not.
He's a
I'm
zoomer,
yes,
dependent on technology.
Yuji Kaku is saying on the manga. Yes.
You can see
All
from. You can make your point.
all three of them are making their own thing on their own, and all three are making good stuff.
Plus, you can see when you're being an assistant for someone. Being an assistant can mean, for example, drawing backgrounds, helping with choreography, and helping with drawings in general. Then you're obviously going to learn something from, for example, Fujimoto. I think, for example, Hell's Paradise and Dandadan, you can see some parallels to Chainsaw Man.
Yep, definitely.
Fire Punch, work where they were an assistant. Because both are brutal and wild. And Spy Family, maybe not, cannot connect Spy Family to Fire Punch, because Fire Punch is very dark and brutal, so.
Mm.
Even some other big authors were assistants for someone. Oda was an assistant too for someone, for example.
Yes. Uh, wasn't it for the Dragon Ball offer?
Well, I'm not sure.
But our Oda sensei was also assistant of someone.
Yes. There's also a question I wanted to ask you. What makes a good author for you? I know, really hard question. You can answer it very broadly, but what are the most important aspects for you?
Like, what? Nikolai, like what?
Then I'm answering. Okay. For me, a good manga author needs to have. There should either be a personality in the works where I can clearly see, okay, that's a Fujimoto manga, that's an Oda manga, and not uh, some soulless thing, for example. Also, I think what makes a really good author is either if the manga author is writing a long one like Oda, or has a track record of multiple works. Like for example, Kyoya Yoshida has two works that I like. The Fujimoto has obviously a lot of works that I like, with Fire Punch, the one shots, Chainsaw Man, that kind of stuff. And for example, when I read Arjun, the author Gomon Sakurai's name I think was the drawer, but then also need to do the story writing. And I can see when I read while reading this manga, this guy is a gamer. he likes playing ego shooters because Argent is just like Call of Duty cutscene, and some chapters are even named like after shooters like Call of Duty, Battlefield, or some missions from those shooters.
That's actually cool. I like that.
And from for Kira Hayashida, I can see that she likes metal as a music genre. Because normally you always talk about this author can draw really good and write really good. But I think personality is also really important.
It shouldn't be any like you read it and you feel nothing like that.
Yes. So do you know now what I meant with my question?
Yes, and I can totally agree with what you said. It's just has to be something that you can link with the author, like, and it should be unique in its own. Yeah.
In its own right.
Mm.
Another good example is the author from Vinland Saga, because he's a pacifist, and you see that clearly later in the story.
Mm. I feel that.
Even though in the beginning it's not that clear, but that's necessary to get to a point where he's trying to get to.
Mm.
But when we are talking about the working conditions from, for example, animators, some manga authors have also some rough working conditions.
Oh yeah.
I mean, hopefully, the working conditions that Oda had at some point, which we talked about in
I
the
mean,
interview.
he still has it.
Yes, but
I think.
not that bad. I heard that he had sometimes his daily schedule was wake up, smoke, maybe eat something, take a shit, draw, smoke, sleep for hours, next day. Nice. Because of that, some manga authors, when they are writing something for 5, 10, even 20 years, they are finished.
Mm. I mean, it's pretty psychological that you can't make something like this anymore.
Plus, you have a lot of stress because of the deadlines when you're drawing weekly, for
Mm.
example.
Um, I wanted to talk about something like a look back reference. So if your work is good, your next work will always get compared to the other work that you made, and yeah, you always have the last work of yours hanging on to you, and you always get like
You set a standard for yourself.
yes, and if the next work isn't that good, you get hated for it because it's not like the last work and so on.
Yes. You can't say that an author is always going to make good stuff. For example, I really like Fire Force, but I can't stand Soul Eater. I tried to read it twice and failed because I find it just whack. Comedy
Mm.
is not for me. I don't like the characters. I don't like the designs. But Fire Force is fire.
Yes, there's a lot of hate too for authors. When something is not right for the readers, then there's a lot of hate on the internet.
Yes.
It's
Especially when the series is ending.
we saw that on Jujutsu Kaisen.
Or My Hero.
Yeah, Oshinoko got hate too.
Yes. Then a very simple question. What are
Hmm.
or who are your favorite authors and why?
Uh, I would say definitely Eiichiro Oda
Yes.
is one of them because he has had his whole living for making One Piece for us, and still to this day it's still going, and it's still a wonderful journey that we can enjoy when it comes out. Yes.
Can definitely see some dedication.
Mm. Another one I really like is Yukinobu Tatsu. Now I've got his name right.
Nice.
From Dandadan. Yes. I love his drawings in Dandadan. I'm really hooked when a new chapter gets out. It's definitely a really good manga that I enjoy
Yes.
when it comes out.
You can also see quite a bit of personality in his drawings because he has a lot of unique perspectives. Like
Mm,
some, I don't know the English term, like some the effect of some camera angles and lenses, for example, which are
yes.
completely unique towards his drawing style.
Mm.
Plus, you can see that he really enjoys myths and aliens.
Yeah, he does. And the characters that are in Dandadan are so relatable. Like they are
Yes,
not like basic rom-com characters. They are who are completely dull and bland. They feel like real humans.
the
When
interactions between them are also really relatable, the romance aspect.
yes. And also Fujimoto, of course, because he's the creator of Chainsaw Man, and I had a pretty good time with Chainsaw Man Part 1. I still read Chainsaw Man when it comes out every Thursday.
Newest
Oh,
chapter was really good.
yes. It's definitely interesting to wait for a new chapter, even though it's not that interesting as Part 1 for now. But the current chapters are pretty good and I really enjoy them.
Yes. Plus, in terms of personality, you watched Look Back, right?
Yes.
It's probably one of the most personal works that I've read from someone.
Mm,
Should I go on with my favorites, or do you have
yes,
anyone else?
those three are my top three.
Then I think I can give a top three as well. I think on the third place is Kyu Hayashida, because I just like to read her manga and her chaotic writing style. Because I like it. First of all, I like her art. It's really unique. It's really rough and dirty. And I can't tell where her story is going and what is going to happen at what point. It's basically like the ending from Chainsaw Man Part 1, but the whole story is like that. It's so unpredictable. It's so cool.
Mm.
Plus, she has written multiple manga where that's the case, with Doredoro and Daidark. I think the second place is Fujimoto from Chainsaw Man. I think I can only agree with your points. Plus, I think Chainsaw Man has also the thing that it's also really relatable. Like the thing you said about Dandadan. Like Denji is probably one of the most relatable shonen MCs. Yes, he's
True.
also dumb as bread, but I know why he's struggling and having the feelings that he has. It's also a plus point. And on number one is Shinichi Sakamoto, the
Yeah.
GOAT. who has wrote, for example, Innocent, which I read and now completed the first part, the SCL, which I'm reading, and The Climber I want to read next year. And why I like this guy so much is pretty simple. He has the best art in manga. It's facts. The SCL is the best drawn manga. You can fight me if you want. Plus, he's a history buff. I study history, so that should be obvious. Like Innocent is, for example, is in the before the French Revolution in Paris. So, and even DRCL, even though it's a Dracula story, it's the depiction of the industrial England is also really good. Plus, I like that he tries to write some, even include some newer aspects in the story like gender equality, equality in general, and tries to, in general, some more left ideas without being woke like
Hmm.
some other Western companies with a mouse are doing. But that's not the podcast,
Shoyoka.
not the place. Yes, that person also.
If you know, you know.
Yes, it's a German insider. I find it fascinating that this guy can write a historical setting where equality was not given and that he can still get his points across believable in such a setting. So that's also my progress because I finished Innocent and Dark Horse, please make Innocent Rouge. We need it. You need to read some Sakamoto manga as well. It's a truly unique experience. Just read the first chapter from DRCL, then you can at least see the atmosphere. It's a good horror scene. Just read as a horror one shot on a boat and you will have fun. I think that's it for my favorite authors. Do you have anything else for the author department, or should we go on with our progress recommendations and hot takes and questions? On to my other progress. In the next episode, I will talk about JoJo's Part 5. I'm in the last volume. And I've made some progress with your recommendations. I'm at episode 8, so I'm not going to talk about too much specific stuff because we will also do it next episode when I finish the first season. Then we can make a good talk about it. But resume for now is that the show is like a classical harem with its upsides and downsides. But I'm not so sold on the main trio. Or at least not all of them I like. And that's a bad thing for harem.
Yeah.
But we will talk about it next episode in detail.
Yes.
But I like some of the side characters. That's the upside. Now you can talk about your progress if there's any.
I finished reading your One Piece Ace side story,
Nice.
and I enjoyed the art, but it was really, really weird to read One Piece in such a art style.
Yes. I mean, if
But
you've read 1,000 chapters in one art style, then see suddenly a change.
yes, but it was actually good. You can definitely see Boichi's art style, but it doesn't fit One Piece. Like, I don't know how to explain it. The
It fits.
characters.
It fits only certain characters.
Yeah.
For example,
I'm,
Whitebeard looked like an absolute giga shit.
yes, but Shanks did look like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think Luffy is also. Is Luffy in the story? I don't remember right
Yes,
now.
Luffy is there too.
But I think also Luffy wouldn't fit that art style. Only
Yes.
big muscle guys. I think Kaido would also look menacing in
Yeah.
Boichi art style. Did you watch or read anything else, or
Uh, well, I don't think so. honest.
Happens. Not every week there's progress.
Yes, just the usual.
Yes, we're currently airing stuff.
Yes.
We will talk about that when we have our review of the year in 2
Mm.
episodes. So
Let's get on to the hot takes, I think. What?
let's start with our questions first.
Okay. Okay.
I have a kind of fitting question for this episode, so I want to start if it's okay.
Yes, go ahead.
If one of your favorite mangas, if you have can only choose between those two things, if your favorite manga only can have no adaptation or a mid adaptation, what would you choose?
Ooh, very hard question actually. Because if it gets mid, I will dislike the manga maybe. But if it gets no adaptation, I will be mad because I like the manga and I want to see it animated.
You want to have a voice acting or the music?
Mm. But if it's mid,
I mean, mid
I,
doesn't
I
mean bad per se. It's just
yes.
okay.
But if it's mid, then I at least have an animation.
Yes,
Yeah, I would definitely choose mid animation
yes.
because I want to see the works of it, even though it's just mid.
I mean, even though the animations, for example, in mid, there are still some scenes that could be enhanced through music, voice acting,
Mm.
and seeing it in color. So,
Yes, definitely.
but I think my answer is pretty obvious. I would stick with a manga because manga is my medium of choice.
Yeah,
This question was more designed for you, not for me. So,
yeah, I noticed.
what's your question?
My question is, would you rather have the power to wield a Death Note, or would you be granted a Sharingan from Naruto?
Sharingan, easy.
But which one would you choose then?
How much do you want me to go in depth? I
I
mean,
don't know much about Naruto, but I know there are different Sharingans.
I don't need a Mangekyo Sharingan because for a Mangekyo Sharingan, you normally have to kill your closest friend. So, I mean, I can sacrifice you, so maybe you can
True,
get
true.
it. No, joking. I mean, even normal Sharingan has a lot of advantages. For example, you can copy some people. Like when you're sitting in uni, you can just look at the guy in front of you at his movements of his arm and then copy what he's writing.
Ah.
And the teacher would check it because you're just looking normally in front.
Mhm.
It's easy. Or when you're, for example, for you in football, Sharingan would be really nice to copy or anticipate the movements of your enemy. For example, you know Kakashi's quirk, how he uses Sharingan?
No.
With his Sharingan, he can see the finger signs of his enemy. And when he sees the first two finger signs, he tries to think what jutsu the enemy is doing and doing the other finger signs that are required for this jutsu faster. So, from your football enemy, you can try to read his movements and then predict what he's going to do and act accordingly.
Okay, I see, I see.
So you can.
Get it.
It's a bit like Future Sight. Yeah, good with it. How would you answer? Would you answer your question?
It depends on the situation, to be honest. If I really dislike someone, like my boss at work or a prof at uni, or maybe someone who betrayed me, I would definitely choose the Death Note. because I would just eradicate this person out of their life to
In
make
this
me
scene in
feel better.
Mangekyo, Sharingan is better. I can tell you that for a fact.
Yes.
Because Ichachi's Mangekyo Sharingan is also a nice ability, where you can put someone in a genjutsu, in an illusion, in a different world, where they are getting stabbed for 72 hours straight. He did this to Kakashi, and after the Kakashi was a wreck. He was basically dead mentally. So if you don't like Uniprof, just put him in the step dimension for 3 days. That's way worse than death.
Choose Sharingan too.
Cruelty was a deciding factor.
Yes.
Then, so my hot take is it's a manga hot take, but you can also use anime for it. In manga, art style is equally important to storytelling, if not slightly more important, in my honest opinion. You have to create a certain and unique atmosphere paired with a good story to be at least a great reading experience overall. It's like the same with movies. You gotta have a good camera work to get a good story moving. Besides, what are you first looking on the pages before you choose to buy the manga? The text? No. It's always the art on the panels. I think this take is at least interesting because, yes, art is important, but I think art is really not that much talked about or is just getting glossed over when you say, oh, the animation is mid, it looks like shit, or it looks good. But on the other hand, the story is way more discussed, and even the characters in the story. Because when you're having a shonen that's, for example, mid, you're not like My Hero. You're not saying My Hero has bad animations, but the characters are shit. Deko's bad at sea. Bakugo is annoying. One Demon Slayer. Oh no, the animation is good, but MC is lame. Zenitsu screams all the time. Inosuke also screams all the time. The story is not engaging. It's not often the art that's talked about. Or do you disagree?
I agree, actually. I think so that the art is what makes me want to listen, want to read it. Actually, when I open a manga, I look at the panels and look how they are created. If they look, what do you call it?
The panel
Uh,
the layout. If it's good, if it's engaging, if reading flow is good,
yes,
how it's drawn.
and if it suits me, then I would say I'm going to buy it. It looks good. I
Yes.
want to read it.
Also, art is really important for social media recommendations because if you don't have a banger panel on your thumbnail, then who is going to listen to a recommendation when you're talking about a story? People are not clicking on it.
Mhm. So it should be definitely eye-catching.
Yes. So I think we both agree with the hot take.
Yes.
I think the take isn't really hot, but it's not talked about as often, as much. That's why I included it in this section of the podcast.
Mhm.
What's your take?
My take is that Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is overrated, and the fans that are gatekeeping it are, yeah, like normies.
Hmm,
For me, it's I can agree somewhat with it. I mean, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was good, and I liked it, but someday I stopped watching it halfway through because I don't know, I was watching other stuff and didn't follow through. I watched Full Metal Alchemist normal, completely through. But Brotherhood I haven't watched to the end
So you haven't
for
watched the
now.
real adaptation.
Huh?
The normal one has a different story from the manga because the manga wasn't finished. So Brotherhood is the real story.
Is it?
Yes, the ending from the first Full Metal anime is not canon.
Yes, but we can both agree that it shouldn't be first place anymore, and it's luckily not even played first place anymore.
Yes, but you don't like the current first place, so what has changed for you?
I mean, it's okay. I can understand where they are coming from.
That needed to be said. But I see it the same. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is a good show. It's a good shonen. It has good writing, good characters, but it didn't click for me to make it. Yes, that's the best thing ever.
Yeah,
Plus, the fans are really. There's one thing when you are trying to say, yes, I like the show, it's with my favorite thing. That's fine. But if you are downvoting other shit that just that for your ego that your show can be the best, then you have small PP.
definitely.
That's just what it
Definitely.
is. You have something to compensate. I hated to break it to you, bro.
It was so annoying when the battle between One Piece and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was going on. It was annoying, and even though Frieren and Full Metal Alchemist had a little war, I think, right?
Frieren was raised to top one and stayed at top one. You could.
Yeah, but
Up,
the the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood base defended their
they didn't.
place.
Not really.
Okay.
There are some other cases where they did. Like, for example, Spy Family was top one when it started airing, or Oshinoko after the first episode.
Mm,
They were the defenders, they were ready.
and they downvoted so damn hard. I
Yes.
remember that.
So annoying.
Yeah. Like, bro, it's okay that you have a different opinion, but you don't have to downvote other
So,
stuff.
or at least download it fair, not give it a zero.
Yeah.
It's in general the hating stuff, also when video games or something comes out. If you hate it, that's fine. But not hate it because you like something else more. That's dumb.
Mm. For example, you can say, oh my god, I like Valorant, but CSGO is trash.
And then give CSGO 0 on Steam.
Yeah.
Good job, boy.
Yeah. I think that's about it with my hot take.
Okay. Then I think that's also it for this episode.
Yes, I think so too.
What
So
are we
what will we
going
do?
to in the next episode?
We could have said it together, but
You
we stopped.
stopped.
Yes, I stopped.
Fraudulent.
Um, will you tell it or should I tell it?
We are going to talk about merch and presents for Christmas.
Mm. Yes, Christmas is coming nearer and nearer every day, every minute.
Yes, it's sort of a
And
buying guide.
maybe you need a present for your Weeaboo friend. So listen to this episode and you will get motivation.
Yes.
Because who knows better what to buy your Weeaboo friend? Better than Weeaboo.
Yes. Plus, it's also generally cool to talk about merch.
Yes.
Because we only talked about merch in our convention episode, but and in some
Mm.
shorts, obviously, but we did not have a dedicated episode towards merch.
Yes.
But I think merch and anime themed decorations are cool and important.
Mm. So yeah, that's about it for this episode. I hope you
Have a
join for the
nice
next episode.
time.
Today we have it with our speaking at the same time.
Yes. I mean, you are much more active in this episode because it was your idea, so.
And the Bierchen is hitting.
Yes, normally I am the one who drinks a bit of wine while recording, but today
Today I had the beer.
he was drinking his Gutes Helles, we call it in Germany. Only real beer.
Mm. So yeah. See you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.